Hi, I'm Mary Conklin, Yukon Extension Fruit Specialist, and today we're going to talk about pruning apple trees. Okay, so we're going to cut off the dead wood that's on the tree. This doesn't help with the tree's health at all. There's other dead wood, broken branches that are up there, those all need to come off. When we look at what's inside, we want to make sure things are not crossing and rubbing. So this is going to cross and rub on something. We can use a heading cut or a thinning cut. So a heading cut is when I'm cutting back to a lateral or something else coming off to the side. I'm redirecting the growth of the tree. I can do that when the tree is too tall as well. If I don't want it to get more than 6 feet tall, I would redirect the top of the tree back to a lateral going off to the side. This tree has had that done up the top here where it was removed. A thinning out cut is when I cut a branch back to its point of origin. So if I don't want this, I would cut it all the way back to the trunk, leaving the branch collar, which is right in here. I don't want to cut past the branch collar. And that's a thinning out cut. We use the thinning out cuts when we are trying to open up the center of the tree for more sunlight penetration, or the branches are too crowded. So those are the two major ones we use. With some of the new modern systems that are being used for training trees, we use a bevel cut. And a bevel cut is assuming this branch broke or it's too large in this area and I want to renew it. I would make a cut where I come off just by the branch collar and come out a little bit at a 45-degree angle. I would remove that branch and a new branch would pop out from under here with a latent bud, and we would do that during this dormant season. So those are the three types of cuts we would make. We're not going to make a bevel cut on this tree, but when you look at this branch, we start looking at a branch that has a lot of these spurs on them. We don't see any new growth coming out on these branches, particularly on this side of the tree. Over on this side, we do have quite a bit of shoot growth. So on a tree like this, we have this shoot growth. This is growing straight up. We have to visualize what will this tree look like fully leafed out in the summertime and in the spring, and will the sunlight get down into the center of the tree. With this one growing straight up, it won't. So this is one that we would remove altogether using a thinning out cut, and that removes that. Now the sunlight can penetrate back in towards the center of the tree. This one was already broken and hanging, so we'll remove that one altogether. And when you look at this, this is coming out at a good angle. Nothing's going to cross and get into the way. Sunlight can get back into the center, and we'll have plenty of flower buds developing back towards the center of the tree. When we look at a short branch like this, it only has spurs on it. There are no shoots coming off it. This is okay, but we want some more shoots, so we're going to get rid of anything growing underneath it. When you look at a different one, we look up at the branch over here. We can see that this branch going all the way along is all spurs. There's absolutely no shoot growth on it at all. So for something like this, we can just come along and knock off any of these spurs that are on the undersides of it during this dormant season, and that will also help invigorate this branch and hopefully push out some new shoot growth during the winter time, or during the summer. We can get rid of these growing straight down. That will help invigorate this one. We will leave all these spurs that are growing straight up, and we leave the spurs all the way back into the center of the tree because we want fruit growing from the center of the trunk all the way out to the ends of the branches. We don't want it pushed out just to the end. Any branches or shoots that are growing straight down tend to have small fruit, so something like this we would also take out. We don't need that one down there. The best fruit is on branches growing straight out and growing straight up up at a 45-degree angle. So anything that would be crossing, we don't want. There aren't very many branches on here that are crossing, although you do have this one that's coming back towards the center of the tree and going underneath. You can cause a little bit of shading. So this, we would just head it back, heading back, so we're cutting back to a lateral going off to the side. We're opening this area up. There's going to be no rubbing going on in that area. This is a little shoot. We like small ones like this. This is going to give us a lot of fruit buds. If it gets to grow a little too tall, we can bend it down. We can put it underneath another branch, and that will force it to send out more flower buds. But at this point, this branch is nice. It's a nice shoot, and it's thin, so it's going to keep growing, and it will produce fruit for us. So this tree has been pruned. You notice a cut was made up here. This was growing straight up and interfering with sunlight penetration back towards the center, and also taking the tree to a higher height than the grower wanted. So that's a good cut. Also notice back into the center, instead of taking out these little branches, they were kept. These shoots growing at a nice angle will then produce fruit. We want fruit all the way from the ends of the branches all the way back to the trunk. This is a little spur that was kept as well, so we keep these little shoots and we keep the spurs back into the trunk. And along the line here, there's a lot that's been removed, but a lot that is still on here. This tree will give us a good load of high quality fruit, and the sunlight will be able to penetrate all the way to the center of the tree. Thank you for joining us today, and visit our website at extension.yukon.edu for additional information.